Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're tackling a common kitchen conundrum: how to clean the grate on a gas stove from soot and grease quickly and easily. Let's face it, nobody enjoys scrubbing away at caked-on grime. But fear not, because I'm going to share a few simple tricks that will have your stovetop sparkling in no time. From using everyday household items to harnessing the power of baking soda, we'll explore various methods that are both effective and time-saving. So, grab your cleaning supplies and get ready to transform your greasy grate into a gleaming masterpiece. There are three main types of gas stove grates. Cast iron: these grates are durable and heat up quickly, but they can be heavy and difficult to clean. Enameled metal: these grates are easier to clean than cast iron grates, but they can chip or scratch. Stainless steel: these grates are the easiest to clean, but they can show water spots. Gas stove grates can become contaminated with soot and grease from cooking. This can happen when food spills or splatters onto the grates, or when the grates are not cleaned regularly. There are many different ways to clean gas stove grates. Some of the most popular and effective methods include soda. Baking soda is a mild abrasive that can be used to remove soot and grease from gas stove grates. To use baking soda, make a paste with water and apply it to the grates. Let the paste sit for a few minutes, then scrub the grates with a brush or sponge. Steam can be used to loosen soot and grease from gas stove grates. To use steam, hold the grates over a pot of boiling water for a few minutes. Then, scrub the grates with a brush or sponge. Boiling water can also be used to loosen soot and grease from gas stove grates. To use boiling water, soak the grates in a sink or basin of boiling water for a few minutes. Then, scrub the grates with a brush or sponge. Mustard is a surprising but effective way to clean gas stove grates. To use mustard, apply a generous amount of mustard to the grates and let it sit for a few minutes. Then, scrub the grates with a brush or sponge. These are just a few of the many ways to clean gas stove grates. With a little effort, you can keep your grates looking like new. The most common and affordable way to clean the grate on a gas stove from soot and grease is to use a soap solution. To do this, you will need a bowl of warm water, dish soap, a sponge or brush. Add a few drops of dish soap to the bowl of warm water. Dip the sponge or brush into the soapy water and scrub the grate. Rinse the grate with clean water and dry it with a towel. A melamine sponge is a great option for cleaning stubborn soot and grease from the grate. Simply wet the sponge and scrub the grate. You don't need to use any soap, as the melamine sponge is abrasive enough to remove the dirt. Nashator alcohol, also known as ammonia, is a powerful cleaning agent that can be used to clean the grate on a gas stove. However, it is important to use it with caution, as it can be harmful if inhaled. To use Nashator alcohol, follow these steps. Open the windows and doors to ventilate the area. Put on gloves and a mask to protect yourself from the fumes. Pour a small amount of Nashator alcohol onto a sponge or cloth. Scrub the grate with the sponge or cloth. Rinse the grate with clean water and dry it with a towel. Vinegar is another effective cleaning agent that can be used to clean the grate on a gas stove. It is a natural disinfectant and can also help to remove hard water stains. To use vinegar, follow these steps. Pour a cup of vinegar into a spray bottle. Spray the grate with the vinegar. Let the vinegar sit on the grate for a few minutes. Scrub the grate with a sponge or brush. Rinse the grate with clean water and dry it with a towel. This method is effective for removing stubborn grease and soot. To use it, follow these steps. Mix equal parts hand soap and stationery glue in a bowl. Apply the mixture to the grate and let it sit for 30 minutes. Scrub the grate with a sponge or brush. Rinse the grate with clean water and dry it with a towel. This method is similar to the previous one, but it uses silicate glue instead of stationery glue. Silicate glue is a stronger adhesive, so it may be more effective for removing stubborn grease and soot. To use this method, follow these steps. Mix equal parts silicate glue and washing powder in a bowl. Apply the mixture to the grate and let it sit for 30 minutes. Scrub the grate with a sponge or brush. Rinse the grate with clean water and dry it with a towel. If your gas stove grate is dishwasher safe, You can clean it in the dishwasher. Simply place the grate in the dishwasher and run it on a normal cycle. There are a number of commercial products available that can be used to clean the grate on a gas stove. These products are typically more expensive than the homemade methods, but they may be more effective. When using a commercial product, be sure to follow the instructions on the label. If the grate is heavily soiled, you may need to use a mechanical cleaning method. This involves using a wire brush or scraper to remove the soot and grease. Be careful not to scratch the grate. There are a few things you should avoid when cleaning the grate on a gas stove. These include using abrasive cleaners, such as scouring pads or steel wool. These can scratch the grate and make it more difficult to clean in the future. Using bleach. Bleach can damage the grate and make it rust. Using flammable liquids, such as gasoline or kerosene. These liquids can ignite and cause a fire. To keep your gas stove grate clean, it is important to clean it regularly. You should also wipe up spills immediately to prevent them from hardening and becoming difficult to remove. There are a number of ways to clean the grate on a gas stove from soot and grease. The best method for you will depend on the severity of the yogo ray and your personal preferences.